Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the East Kentucky Expo Center. As we're here for Championship Tuesday, it is the girls' 15th Region Championship game, and it will feature Johnson Central and Pikeville. And Charlie, these two teams met last year. Johnson Central coming away with a big win.
Yeah, it was a close one last year. Went right down to the wire, and Johnson Central won it in overtime on a last-second shot. And let's see, I believe that was made by Morgan Hobson.
It was. No, Hobson's one that hit it against Shelby Valley.
Okay, so then it was Sammy Seitz.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you, this is a team you don't want to get behind to in the end of the ball game, or don't want to be close to at the end of the ball game.
Well, you're right. Looking back, they've been in this championship game now 2 or 3 out of the last 4 years. Actually, tonight makes 4 out of the last 5 years. They won it in 2015. Magoffin County and Shelby Valley was in the championship game in 2016. That's when Rodney won the girls' championship. Then Paintsville.
Kentucky Expo Center for the girls' championship game of the 15th Region Tournament. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone to please stand for the presentation of our nation's colors. Tonight being presented by the Pikeville Fire Department. Honor Guard. And now, ladies and gentlemen, singing our national anthem tonight, Belfry High School varsity cheerleader, Miss Alana Jesse.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, they're doing the honor guard marching back off the floor here at the East Kentucky Expo Center. The Pikeville Fire Department honor guard in their dress uniform doing a nice job presenting the flag today, Larry.
Yes, it was, and a beautiful job on the national anthem.
Oh yeah,
excellent job.
She was belting it out, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
She had it.
Getting the crowd stirred up, as
Yep.
I don't know if it takes a whole lot to get them stirred up.
Oh yeah.
As talking to some of the fans on both sides of the gymnasium, now they're ready for this one. I'm sure the players is too. As we said, a rematch from last year, and In the boys, you had a rematch, Johnson Central and Pikeville. Pikeville wins it last year. Johnson Central turns the tables this year. In the girls, last year, Johnson Central won it, so we can see if Pikeville can turn the tables on them this year and come away with the title.
Absolutely. You know, you never know how it's going to happen out there tonight. Pike will probably the favorite coming into the game.
I think you'd be right, especially the way, you know, the teams are played here in the tournament so far. Pikeville had the harder road to make it to the finals. They had to beat Pike Central. It's one of the top teams in the region. And then last night, what many people considered as the best team in the region, Floyd Central, come into 27-2, hadn't lost to a 15th region team, and Pikeville dominated it.
They did. You know, it's going to be interesting to see. Of course, you know, Johnson Central team with experience as well, being here in this, and the coach had a lot of experience.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how these two things work out. Look at, if you look at the numbers on Johnson Central, they're only 16-14. They shoot 39.7% from the field, 31.8 from behind the three-point line. But here's the number: 72% from the field free throw line as a team, Larry.
Yes, that could be a big factor tonight. And Pikeville, on the other end, they come in shooting it a little better from the floor. They're shooting at a 42.8% clip. Not as good behind the three-point line. Of course, they don't take as many three-pointers, 25.8 and only 58.6 from the foul line. But in the tournament, Charlie, they've stepped that free throw shooting up. They've shot a lot better than that from the free throw line. And going back through the history, Charlie, Pikeville has only been in the regional championship game 3 times in the history of the school. And until last year was the 3rd appearance. This will be the 4th. Until last year, the last title they won was 1980. They won it in 79 and 80. Hillard Howard was the coach for Pikeville, and both years they beat Sheldon Clark.
Well, you remember that was when women's basketball was in its infancy here at the high school level, because
yes,
they hadn't played women's basketball for a long time, and then in maybe the early 70s?
1975.
75, so.
Yes, so they won it in 79 and 80. It's just been the 5th and 6th year. And ironically, you know, they played Sheldon Clark, who's in the 57th district, right? Well, these girls here has been playing 2 years in the championship, and they play Johnson Central, who's in the 57th district. So all 4 times that they played in the championship game in the 15th region, they played a 57th district team.
Well, that's interesting, though, isn't it?
It is.
Of course, you look at Johnson Central individually, they're led by Ashley Belcher with 15.6 points, Sammy Seitz 9.1, Alana Castle 8.7, Hannah Fitch with 6.7, Morgan Hobson, the other starter, with 4.2. And you look down here, number 3, Kelsey Blair, averaging 10.6 points a game, but she's only played in 8 games. I don't know if she's hurt or what.
And Pikeville comes in averaging 54.9, say 55 points a game. Of course, they're led in scoring Kirsten Cole-Williams, and she's averaging 12 points a game. Grace Bartley at 10. You got Kelsey Jo Tackett at 9, Olivia Gerhardt at 8, and Leslie Stewart at 5 points a game. And, of course, Trinity Rowe coming off the bench, only averaging 2.6 points a game, but she's been a big factor in both of the wins. She comes off and plays a whole lot, especially down the stretch. And, Charlie, right before we get to the starting lineups, Philip Wireman has won the most titles as a coach for the girls. He's got 6. Johnson Central and Darren Rice at Johnson Central and Sheldon Clark has got 3. And they're the top 2 coaches. And Sheldon Clark has won the most titles at 10, Johnson Central at 9. Those 2 top coaches has coached at both of those schools.
Yes, and account for several of those titles.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the East Kentucky Expo Center for the championship game of the 2019 Girls 15th Region Basketball Tournament. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the entire teams. First, the non-starters for the Lady Panthers. Number 1, Emma Ratliff. Number 2, Trinity Rowe. Number 5, Jaden Edmonds. Number 10, Allison Atkins. Number 13, Hannah Gerald. Number 15, Randy DeLong. Number 20, Madison Thacker. Number 21, Leanne Jackson. Number 25 is Isabel Thomas. Number 32 is Riley Thies. Number 42, Michaela Hunter. Number 4 is Kylie Hall. Also tonight, Leanne Jackson and Laren Collins. The assistant coaches for Pikeville, Derek Dotson and Mr. Robert Oram, the Lady Panthers. And now the non-starters for the Johnson Central Lady Eagles. Number 2, Farrah Montgomery. Number 4, Abby Stambaugh. Number 11, Becca Wright. Number 14, Morgan Hobson. Number 20, Kaylin Vanoy. Number 22, Brooklyn Oosley. Number 23, McKinley Cantrell. Number 40, Chloe Hanna. Number 44, Hannah Fitch. Number 53, Maddie Grace Russell. Number 55 is Faith Fairchild. Also Sophia Yance, Kira Blanton, Kelsey Blair. The assistant coaches, Robert Blanton, Sam Seitz, Bambi Sowards, and Jimmy Jones. The manager is Gwen Jones, and the bookkeeper, Craig DeLong. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, representing the guests on the scoreboard, the champions of the 59th District, the Pikeville Lady Panthers. Starting at forward, number 3, Grace Bartley. At guard, number 12, Kelsey Jo Tackett. At center, number 22, Leslie Stewart. At guard, number 23, Olivia Gearhart. At forward, number 33, Kirsten Cole Williamson. The Lady Panthers. Pikeville is led by head coach Christy Oram. Representing the home team, the champions of the 57th District, the Johnson Central Lady Eagles. At center, number 0, Tiara Montgomery. At forward, number 5, Elena Castle. At guard, number 10, Sammy Seitz. At guard, number 12, Ashley Belcher. And at center, number 25, Caitlin Fitch. The Lady Eagles. Johnson Central is led by head coach Darren Rice.
And that's our starting lineups for tonight's championship game between Johnson Central and Pikeville. And Charlie, this crowd is fired up and ready to go.
It is. Looks like we're ready for battle now.
Coach is getting her final the players getting their final instructions, and officials are on the floor and ready to go.
I asked both coaching staffs, I said, we expect anything different today? Pikeville said, no, same thing we always do, same intensity.
Yeah.
Darren Rice says, maybe.
Well, one change that he's got, he's starting Tiara Montgomery at center, and this is the first game that she started in the tournament.
Yeah.
Morgan Hobson had been starting, and she's not starting. Of course, Hannah Fitch has been coming in and playing a lot too. Of course, she didn't start. So I know when they was announcing Morgan Hobson as one of the bench players, I was thinking Hannah Fitch would get to start, but it was Tiara Montgomery.
You know, Tiara Montgomery, a 6-foot senior, so she's going to get down there to battle.
And here's the tip, and it is controlled by Pikeville. Kelsey Joe Tackett with it out front. Here's Gearhart down in the corner to Bartley. Back to Gearhart. Looks like a 2-3 zone opening up for Johnson Central. Gearhart dribbles to the right side, back on top. Tackett with a 3, top the circle, knocks it down. And the Lady Panthers takes a 3-0 lead.
Let's see what Johnson Central, if they do anything different here coming up the floor.
And this is Sammy Seitz bringing it into the front court. She'll give it over. That's Belcher with it. Free throw line down the lane. Castle will try to get it down to, that's 25. That's Caitlin Fitch, and kicked out of bounds. So it will stay with the Lady Eagles. And it'll come in on the baseline to Castle. Now she's looking for help over on the left side. Still looking. And still looking. And a 5-second call. Great defense that time by the Panthers and forced a turnover the first trip down.
You know, they're playing a smothering man-to-man defense right now.
Well, their defense has been excellent.
It has.
Tackett brings it into the front court for Pikeville, leading 3-0, just getting started. We're a minute into this championship game. Gearhart gives it over to Tackett. On the right side, Stewart down in the corner. Back out comes Tackett. Last night, you've seen a lot of the high-low post with Stewart and Cole Williamson. Here's Tackett, long 3, and it's going to be an air ball, and it'll go to Johnson Central.
And Johnson Central packing that zone in. See if you can hit the 3. We're going to give that up. You got to show us you can do it.
Yes, that's what they're doing right now. Sammy Seitz will walk it into the front court for Johnson Central. Goes down the left side to Castle. She walks. Yes, good call. So 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
Not the way Coach Darren Rice wanted to start.
Not the way he wanted to start it, but Pikeville couldn't score off the first turnover. See what they can do with this one. Kelsey Joe Tackett into the front court for the Lady Panthers. Down the left side to Bartley. Back to Tackett, top of the circle. Gearhart flashes cross on the right side, takes it down in the right corner, and back out to Cole Williamson, back over to Bartley. 3 in the air, no good. And rebound run down by Cole Williamson. Gives it to Gearhart over in the left corner. She'll bring it back out to the top of the circle. Now Tackett backs it back out toward the timeline, resets the offense, works down the right side. Into the corner it goes to Bartley, looks inside, nothing doing. As Charlie said, they're packing it in there. Here's Stewart, cross to Gearhart, 3 in the air, no good, and a rebound comes off to Sammy Seitz. Seitz quickly into the front court. Now she holds it up, goes down the left side, and it is another turnover as Cole Williamson, was that Williams or Tackett?
It was Cole
Williamson tipped it, and it went off of Johnson Central's player out of bounds. So Pikeville will have it again.
I tell you, Pikeville's defense has been really good.
5:35 left first quarter. It's 3-0 right now. Pikeville with the lead. Gearhart gets back over to Tackett. 3 in the air, air ball. She hit the first one, and the last 2's never hit the rim. Seitz comes off with it. Into the front court she comes, gives it over to Castle. Over to, that is Tierra Montgomery with it. Now they give it to Seitz. Pikeville in a matchup, man-to-man. Might have been another walk. Wasn't called. Montgomery off the baseline, no good. And rebound knocked out of bounds off of Johnson Central to Pikeville. 5:06 left. We've only had 1 field goal. It's a 3-point bucket by Tackett. So Pikeville with the 3-0 lead. Gearhart works down the right side with it. Back out on top to Tackett. Comes over to Bartley. Back to Tackett. Bartley with it. Right side to Gearhart. Tackett with it now at the timeline. Works down the right side. As Gearhart comes out top of the circle. She puts it on the floor. Back to Tackett. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound Bartley. And 10-foot shot up. Off the glass. No good. Gearhart digs it out and gives it inside. Over to Bartley. Shot no good. And rebound comes off to Johnson Central. Sammy Seitz into the front court quickly. Gives it over to Belcher. She drives the baseline. Foul called Cole Williamson.
Good call on that one. And, you know, right now they're denying the inside to Pikeville, but
Pikeville
settling.
Very cold from the outside. You got to work that ball around a little quicker, and here's Fitch, and she drives the baseline, but Stewart reaches in, knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Johnson Central. 4:15 here in the first quarter, 3-0, low scoring starting out. And here it comes in. Castle drives the lane, and her shot's blocked by Stewart, then run down over in the corner.
Nobody went after the loose ball.
Yes. And here's Gearhart with it, gives it over to Tackett. Works it around to Bartley. Back to Tackett to Gearhart on the right side. Looking, and they'll come back out to Tackett with it. We're going to have to get a little quicker ball movement, Charlie, to get that zone out of position a little bit. And here's Cole Williamson. 10-footer in the lane, no good. And Stewart tried to tip it out to Bartley, but too wide for Bartley, and it'll go to Johnson Central. We're under 4 minutes, 3-0 to score. Johnson Central not got as many shots up as Pikeville, but they're just as cold.
Yes,
right?
they are.
Castle with it. She works across the top of the circle, gives it over. That's Belcher. Belcher working back to the top of the circle. Castle, 3 in the air, no good. And rebound Sammy Seitz, but Cole Williamson reaches in, takes it away from her. They're going to call a jump ball. So it'll go to Johnson Central.
Just a bad size matchup right there for Johnson Central.
Yes.
Cole Williamson doing a great job.
And Sammy Seitz will step out of bounds, triggered in for the Lady Eagles. Looking, still looking, and going to have to a 5-second call. And that's the second one that the defense has forced here in this first quarter, Charlie.
I mean, both teams right now playing really good defense.
Yes.
We'll state that first, but both teams are shooting very cold as well.
Yeah, very poorly. And not been taking a lot of high-quality shots. Pikeville's been settling for the three-point shot, and that's what Johnson Central been giving them. They've not been able to hit but one. They're 1 of 4 right now. No, 1 of 5, I think, from the three-point line. Here's Stewart, and in the lane, put it up and in. They got her at the free throw line, and she took one dribble and drops in an 8-footer, and it's 5-0. Johnson Central into the front court now. We got 2:45 left first quarter. Belcher with it. She works down the left side, kicks it out. Castle puts it on the floor. In the corner it goes to Montgomery. Back to Belcher. And Belcher's cut off, spin move, goes up against Stewart. Stewart blocks it, but Belcher runs it down in the corner. Gives it over to Montgomery, back to Belcher. And they go into the lane. Here's Castle, and she walked. And they got her the second time.
Yep.
So, interior defense right now for Pikeville, excellent.
It has been because they're denying anything in the paint.
Pikeville will have it. 2:15 left first quarter. It's 5-0 Pikeville. Into the front court to come. Here is Gearhart with it over on the right side. Stewart top the circle. Trying to get it into Cole Williamson. She's had one shot on a putback. That's all she's had. And now they'll go over. Here's Bartley, 3 in the air. Comes off the front of the rim. Cole Williamson with the rebound. She's tied up. It's going to stay with Pikeville. And we've got, looks like Hannah Fitch and Morgan Hobson coming in for Johnson Central.
Larry, we know what Johnson Central's defensive scheme is right now. Let them have the three. Don't let them have the ball in the paint.
Exactly. And also in for Pikeville is Trinity Rowe. So Pikeville will have it on the baseline. In the front court is this Tackett looking to throw it in, and she'll come into Trinity Rowe. Back to Tackett in the corner, 3 in the air. Count it. That's her second 3, and it's 8-0 Pikeville. Hobson into the front court. Belcher puts it on the floor, cut off by Tackett. Here's Hobson. Top the circle, and goes into Castle. Back to Hobson, partially blocked, look like. Rebound comes off Trinity Rowe with it, and her. Did they call a foul?
Hobson, yeah.
Called a foul, okay.
Hobson for the reach in.
I didn't hear the whistle. So that's Johnson Central's first on Hobson. 1:30 left during the first quarter. 8-0 Pikeville. Tackett with it in the front court, gives to Gearhart. Into the corner it goes to Trinity Rowe. Back to Gearhart. Always looking inside. Here's Bartley with it. Bartley across top of the circle, gives to Gearhart. fakes the drive, gives it over to Rowe. 3 in the air. Count it. Trinity Rowe with the 3, and that might bring Johnson Central out of it, Charlie. 11-0, Lady Panthers.
They're going to have to do something.
We've got 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Johnson Central has not got a point on the board yet. Here's Castle. Gives it over to Belcher. And Rowe on Belcher. Now Sights. Olivia Gearhart on her. Here's Castle with it. She's got a height advantage. And they go inside. Hannah Fitch puts it on the floor. It's knocked away from her. Picked up by Bartley. Gives it over to Tackett. And we've got 35 seconds left first quarter. See if Pikeville will work for the last shot as Tackett just stands out at the jump circle dribbling the basketball. 30 seconds. Down the side it goes to Gearhart. Back to Tackett. We're at 25 seconds. 11-0. Pikeville with the lead. They'll work for the last shot. We're at 15 seconds. Trinity Rowe comes out now at the top of the circle. We're at 10. We'll see them start moving their offense now. Here's Rowe. Kicks it down to Gearhart on the right side. We're at 4 seconds. And Rowe, left-handed shot off the glass. Oh, Rowe's out. I thought it was in, but at the end of 1, it's 11-0 Pikeville as they pitch a shutout in the first quarter. We'll send it back to station and be back for second quarter action. This is WPRG TV Sports.
Here's Tim Wells, General Manager, Mann Toyota. Tim, once again, we're in a new year. You got some new cars and some new incentives.
We sure do, Randy. Toyota's starting the year out strong. They have great rebates on all their vehicles and great rates on the Tundra, the Sienna, the Corolla, the Yaris, 0%. Even on the RAV4, 0% interest.
Man, what a deal.
You're gonna drive away saying, man, what a deal.
Mann Toyota, US 23, Prestonsburg.
What business are you in? Building, growing, life-changing. Let us introduce ourselves. We're in the speed business. No, not that speed. 500 megabits per second speed. Enough speed for this, and this. Speed that delivers orders, big orders. Change your tax bracket orders. Ready for takeoff? Let's do some business. Get 500 meg cable internet from IMC Business Broadband for as low as $239 a month. Bundle with business telephone and save even more.
Kentucky Expo Center, Pikeville on an 11-0 run to start the ball game, Larry, as they have an 11-0 lead as we head into the second quarter of action.
Don't have the history in front of us, but I'm saying that could have been the first time ever in a championship game a team was held scoreless.
I will go on record as saying that that's the lowest scoring first quarter in history.
For one team, anyway.
Yes.
Johnson Central has it start this second quarter. Here's Belcher with it, top of the circle, working against Bartley. And Sights has it. Gearhart trailing her. Here's Hannah Fitch. She puts it on the floor. Shot up, no good over Stewart. And rebound comes off the Tackett. Get to Rowe. Bartley back to Rowe. Go cross court over to Tackett. 3 in the air. And Rowe's out. And Gearhart is going to be called for the foul. That's going to be the first foul on Olivia Gearhart, second team foul. Last 2 shots Pikeville's had went all the way, took a trip all the way around the rim, come out.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
Central will have it. Morgan Hopson bring into the front court. Gives it over to Belcher. Into the corner it goes to Castle. Back to Hopson. And Belcher drives the baseline. And ball is tipped, picked up by Gearhart. She's on the move into the front court. Kicks it over to Bartley. Had a lane, I thought, Charlie. And inside it goes to Tackett. Her shot up and good. Beautiful pass by who? Leslie Stewart. And it's 13-0 Pikeville. Johnson Central into the front court with it. Here's Belcher on the left side. Fires up a 3. Air ball. And she just turned around and looks at Coach Darren Rice, and they're stunned right now.
They are, you're right. I was looking in, trying to look at some of the numbers here.
Kelsey Joe Tackett in the front court for Pikeville.
Well, Pike was shooting 28% from the field, but they are shooting 33% behind the three-point line.
Right. Here's Bartley, top of the circle 3, no good. Gearhart with the rebound, kicks it back out. Rowe, free throw line up and good. 2 smallest players on the floor. Rebound, kicks it out, hits a free throw line jumper. And it's 15-0. Pikeville is trying to run away with this one quickly. Here's Castle on the move. Stops, 12-footer up and good. And with 6:08 to go in the first half, Johnson Central gets their first bucket.
You know, maybe that'll get them started. Then again, you know, you never know.
There's Rowe with it. Baseline drive, left-hand shot up and good. Trinity Rowe comes in and has got 7 points.
Nice start for the freshman.
Here's Castle. Drives, cuts off, gets it back out to Hobson, back to Castle. Free throw line jumper up, no good. Rebound comes off to Bartley. Gearhart with it quickly into the front court, down the left side on the move over to Rowe. Rowe brings it back out on top. And here's Tackett. Step back, no good. And rebound comes off Hobson. Hobson into the front court. Gearhart come up behind her, but she's seen her. Now she goes over to Sammy Seitz. Seitz gives it to Belcher over on the left side in Hannah Finch at the free throw line. Hobson three, count it. And it's 17-5 as Morgan Hobson knocks a three down. We've seen that before, right?
Yes, we have.
He hit a three-pointer last year to beat Shelby Valley in the semifinals. And into the front court comes Pikeville. Stewart with it, looking for some help. Gives it over to Gearhart. Tipped away by Fitch. Fitch on the move. Still on the move. Stops in front of the rim. No good. Battle for the rebound, and Bartley comes off with it, and we're going to have a foul. And let's see who they give it on. That's going to be on Belcher. Fitch looked like she had her tied up, but evidently Belcher reached in and grabbed the arm.
So.
17-5, Pikeville with the 12-point lead. We've got 4:40 left in the first half. Tackett walks it into the front court for Pikeville. Works down the right side. Behind the back dribble to the lane. Cole Williamson, and she lost her balance, just went up, threw it up, and then we've got a held ball with Olivia Gearhart inside, and it's going to stay with Pikeville. Gearhart's smallest player on the floor. Well, Trinity Rowe might be a little smaller than her,
right.
But she's been down in the lane battling for the rebounds the whole first half. And they're going to check to see if the possession arrow's right. I thought it was because Johnson Central got it to start the second quarter. We hadn't had a jump ball.
Somebody's questioning it.
Yes. And it's going to stay with Pikeville, as it should. Kelsey Jo Tackett steps out of bounds under her own bucket to bring it in, and she'll bring it in to Trinity Rowe, and they'll go into Bartley, and Bartley gets it back out to Rowe. Behind the back dribble, over to the right side, between the legs, down the lane, breaks free, shot up, no good. She's fouled, Morgan Hobson.
All right.
Yeah, Hobson grabbed her, well, I think it was Hobson they called it on. Actually, he gave the signal. It's number 11. There's no number 11 in the game. Sights, they're going to call it. Okay. Trinity Rowe will be shooting two. And the first one's up and good. And Rowe is coming off the bench, leading them in. Well, it's tied right now with Tackett for the lead in scoring. Both of them has 8. And Rowe misses the second one. Castle comes off the rebound, gives it over to Hobson. 18-5, 4 minutes left, first half. Pikeville with the lead. Johnson Central works in the front court. Hobson gets a screen top circle, 15-footer up good. As she worked off a screen at the top of the circle and broke open.
And now Hobson's a good shooter.
Yes, 18-7. Pikeville by 11. They've been up as much as 15. Here's Tackett with it. Works down the left side, gives it to Gearhart. Puts it on the floor, works, and tried to go down the lane. She slipped. And here is Rowe. Shot no good. Cole Williamson went up and tried to get it, but Castle just takes it out of her hand, goes the length of the floor, in the lane, spins, and Rowe's going to be called for the foul.
Now, Castle was going to the rack no matter what.
Yes. Well, Cole Williamson was standing flat-footed waiting for the ball to come to her, and Castle just flashed in front of her and took it right out of her hands, or she'd had a putback, but you got to go be aggressive and go get that basketball. Atlanta Castle will be at the line with 2 free throws, and this one's good. 18 to, well, they put it up on Pikeville side, should be 18-8. And she'll have one more. And no good on this one. Run down by Bartley. I think the score should be 18-8, Charlie.
I think you're right.
It's got 19-7 on the board. Pikeville with it into the front court. Now they get it straightened out. And inside it goes. Cole Williamson up and in. If they can get it there, nobody can handle her.
Nope.
And Hobson stops and partially blocked by Tackett. Gets it out to Bartley on the run. Going in and fouled by Castle. And that's going to be Castle's first foul. 4 team fouls. So Grace Bartley will be at the line to shoot 2. Pikeville with the 20-8 lead, just under 3 minutes here in the first half, 2:57. Bartley's free throw up and bounces and gets a nice roll, falls through. That's her first point as Caitlin Fitch back into the ball game for Johnson Central. 21-8, Pikeville with the lead. Bartley can extend that to a 14-point lead with the free throw. And up high bouncing, and boy, she got a friendly bounce on both of those, didn't she?
She did. Both of them at the back of the rim.
22-8. And here's Castle, 15-footer good off the left side of the free throw line. 22-10. Johnson Central didn't score in the first quarter, and they've heated up, put 10 up here in the second quarter. Here's Gerhardt with it, looks inside, Stewart. Now she'll go to Cole Williamson. Her shot up, no good. Good defense that time by Caitlin Fitch. And quickly up front, it comes to Seitz. And Seitz on the floor to baseline, kicks it over to Fitch into the lane. Her shot no good, she's fouled.
Yep, be on Leslie Stewart, I believe. Let's see.
Yes.
It is. It'll be her first, team's 4th.
Didn't look pretty as Seitz started over on the left side of the floor all the way across the baseline, and she never did really have control of the ball. Actually, she was bouncing it all.
Yeah, you're right.
As Caitlin Fitch knocks the first free throw down, hits 22-11. Pikeville with the lead. Fitch second free throw up and good, and as we said earlier, Charlie, we got a timeout. Johnson Central, a 30-second timeout. But as we said earlier, 72% free throw shooting as a team for Johnson Central. So that's one place you don't want to put them is on the line.
Well, you look down through here, you got Hobson's an 80% free throw shooter, Sammy Seitz 77%, Ashley Belcher 75%, Elena Castle 71%, and then Caitlin Fitch and Hannah Fitch at 66 and 65. So that's the worst 2 free shooters you got to play a lot.
Right. And Pikeville, on the other hand, shooting it at a 58.6 clip as a team.
Well, now they have shot the ball better here in the tournament, though.
Yes, they have. See, right now, Pikeville from the free throw line is they didn't have none in the first quarter. I was trying to remember. I think Sammy Seitz, Rowe, hit 1 of 2, and then I think Bartley hit 2 of 2. So I think they're 3 of 4 right now. Tackett with it for Pikeville in the backcourt. 2 minutes left here in the first half. It's 22-12. Pikeville with the 10-point lead. Here's Gerhardt with it. Gives it over to Stewart. Top the circle. Looking. Goes over on the side. That's Bartley. Looks at a 3. Now puts it on the floor and loses control. Shovels it out to Cole Williamson. Back to Tackett. Tackett comes back out to the timeline. Comes across the top circle to the left side of the floor. 1:45 left here. And looks like they're just working some time off the clock right now as Bartley works down the right side, gets it back out to Gerhardt. Gerhardt standing out there dribbling the basketball, and Hobson all the way back in the inside the top of the circle. Now she'll come out, 125 left. Gearhart down the right side. And looking to go inside, it goes to Cole Williamson and back out to Bartley. Now Stewart comes out and gets it. And that is Fitch on her, that's Fairchild into the game, 55. Here's Gearhart, gets it back out to Tackett. We're at 105 here in the first half. Cole Williamson, she loses it out of bounds, and it goes over to Johnson Central.
And Johnson Central will make it a single-digit game.
And we're under 1 minute. And I think Johnson Central might do the same thing, Charlie. They might hold it and work it for the last shot, try to get in the single digits before half. Here's Hobson with it. She goes crossover on the left side to Castle. Castle puts it on the floor, drives down the left side, reverses, top of the circle down the right side. Now she goes over to Fairchild. She drops it. Hobson picks it up. Caitlin Fitch with it on the move. Kicks it back out on top of the sights. Gearhart on her. And got a good screen that time by Fairchild. This time Gearhart works past the screen. And Sights nearly loses out of bounds. Gearhart all over, gives it over. That is Faith Fairchild with it. And now here's Castle on the move. Free throw line jumper up, no good. Tackett comes off with 3 seconds, 2, and not going to get it off as we're going to go to the half. 22-12, Pikeville with the 10-point lead over Johnson Central. We'll send it back to the station and be back shortly with some first half stats and some halftime comments. This is WPRG TV Sports.
Business Internet just reached the tipping point. Tip your hat to the information age. Get a gig for business and upload robust files, complex videos, and compound reports at the same time, in real time, while saving time. For DISA and data, get a gig. Got it? Now get going. Get up to 1 gig business cable internet from IMC. Bundle with business telephone and save even more. Call us today.
Let me introduce you to a pharmacy that doesn't need an introduction. See, Total Pharmacy Care might be new to you, but we've been in Eastern Kentucky since 1995. Filling prescriptions is all we do, so we get to know you and we answer your questions. Plus, you're in and out quick. And Total Pharmacy Care is locally owned and operated. So if Total Pharmacy Care is new to you, bring your prescriptions to one of our locations and meet an old friend. Total Pharmacy Care. It's not just a name, it's a promise.
Here's Tim Wells, General Manager, Man Toyota. Tim, once again, we're in a new year. You got some new cars and some new incentives.
We sure do, Randy. Toyota's starting the year out strong. They have great rebates on all their vehicles and great rates on the Tundra, the Sienna, the Corolla, the Yaris, 0%. Even on the RAV4, 0% interest.
Man, what a deal.
You're gonna drive away saying, man, what a deal.
Man Toyota, US 23, Prestonsburg.
What business are you in? Building, growing, life-changing. Let us introduce ourselves. We're in the speed business. No, not that speed. 500 megabits per second speed. Enough speed for this, and this. Speed that delivers orders, big orders. Change your tax bracket orders. Ready for takeoff? Let's do some business. Get 500 meg cable internet from IMC Business Broadband for as low as $239 a month. Bundle with business telephone and save even more.
What happens when you combine the region's best network with a plan that requires no money down on the phone you choose, but also allows you to upgrade to the latest and greatest phone quicker? You get the Appalachian Advantage. Get any device for $0 down and upgrade your smartphone once half your device payments are made. With a qualifying trade-in, choose a device payment plan, 6, 12, 18, 24, or 36 months. We'll leave that decision to you. Just another way Appalachian Wireless proves better service and bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Phone payment plan required. See store for details. Advantage requires no money down, taxes due at time of sale.
Today's households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get Intermountain Cable high-speed internet with speeds up to 500 meg. Call 1-800-635-7052 today.
Hey, it's Craig Diamond Furniture Tax refund sale going on right now.
Buy this sectional with the Ottoman, only $62 a month, plus up to a 50-inch TV for free. It's the tax refund sale at Craig Dammer Furniture in downtown Pikeville.
Welcome back to the Expo Center. We're at the half of tonight's championship game between Johnson Central and Pikeville. Pikeville with the 10-point lead, 22-12 at the half, and Charlie's got some first half stats.
Well, Larry, we'll go over some of the team numbers first for Pikeville. 33% from the field, 25% from the three-point line, and 75% from the free throw line. For Johnson Central, they're 26% from the field, only 20% behind the arc, and again, 75% from the charity stripe. Rebounding is 20-11 in favor of Pikeville, number we expected. Turnovers are 7-3, the 7 being on Johnson Central, which makes it in favor of Pikeville. 3 blocks for Johnson Central, or remember, Pikeville none for Johnson Central, both teams with 2 steals. Individually for Pikeville, 2 points for Grace Bartley, 8 points for Kelsey Jo Tackett, 2 points for Leslie Stewart, 2 points for Kirsten Cole Williamson, and 8 points for Trinity Rowe. Let's see, for Johnson Central, 5 points for Alana Castle, 2 points for Caitlin Fitch, and 5 points for Morgan Hopkins.
Only had 3 players to score.
Only had 3 players score because they only got 12 points.
Yeah.
Let's see, no fast break points on the board. 7-1 points off turnover in favor of Pikeville. In the paint, 10-0 in favor of Pikeville. Second chance points, 6-0 in favor of Pikeville. And bench scoring, 8-5 also in favor of Pikeville. See, Pikeville has held the lead. There's been no lead change in the ballgame. They've held the lead since the opening tip, Larry.
And they had a 15-point lead at 6:24 in the second half. So that meant that it was 6:24 in the second quarter before Johnson Central made their first bucket. Another thing I was looking at, Charlie, on the assists, Johnson Central only made 4 buckets but had 3 assists. Pikeville had 8 buckets and had 7 assists. So both teams, 90% of their shots is coming off an assist. And Pikeville had 24 attempts from the field. Johnson Central only 15, so they had 9 more attempts than Johnson Central did. So we're at the half. It's 22-12, and we'll send it back to the station and be back shortly. We're at the half, like I said, 22-12, Pikeville over Johnson Central. We'll be right back. This is WPRG TV Sports.
It begins with a click, and no matter where you are, you have countless choices at your fingertips. On the road, on your break, even in your own backyard. A world of entertainment is just a click away. Simply go to imctv.com/watchtve to get started. Intermountain Cable, connecting you to everything that matters.
Hey, it's Craig Dammer Furniture tax refund sale going on right now.
Buy this all-power 3-piece catnapper for only $94 a month, plus up to a 50-inch TV for free. It's the tax refund sale at Craig Dammer Furniture in downtown Pikeville.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not. Start to go down. Here it comes now. Get ready. Get ready. Moving. Ready or not. Get ready.
Business Internet just reached the tipping point. Tip your hat to the information age. Get a gig for business and upload robust files, complex videos, and compound reports at the same time, in real time, while saving time. for DISA and data. Get a gig. Got it? Now get going. Get up to 1 gig business cable internet from IMC. Bundle with business telephone and save even more. Call us today.
Let me introduce you to a pharmacy that doesn't need an introduction. See, Total Pharmacy Care might be new to you, but we've been in Eastern Kentucky since 1995. Filling prescriptions is all we do, so we get to know you and we answer your questions. Plus, you're in and out quick. And Total Pharmacy Care is locally owned and operated. So if Total Pharmacy Care is new to you, bring your prescriptions to one of our locations and meet an old friend. Total Pharmacy Care. It's not just a name, it's a promise.
Welcome back to the East Kentucky Expo Center Championship night here in the 15th Region Girls Basketball. And Pikeville leading it 22-10 at the half, Larry.
Yes, got off to a 15-0 start. Charlie in the first quarter shut Johnson Central out, but actually Johnson Central outscored them in the second quarter, 12-11, as they started heating up a little bit. Morgan Hobson didn't start the game. She's 2 of 4 from the field, and Castle has taken 6 shots and made 2 of those, and they're the only ones that's actually hit a field goal. Caitlin Fitch had 2 free throws from the foul line, so only 4 field goals in the first half total for Johnson Central. So I'm sure that Coach Darren Rice not pleased to being down 10, but on the other hand, probably feels fortunate that he's only down 10.
At this point, I think you're right. Of course, he's having a lot of discussion about how they got that way right now. He's still not out of the locker room.
Right. Pikeville already back out on the floor warming up. We still got 5 minutes to go here before the start of the second half. So Pikeville feeling pretty confident right now. And while we're waiting to get started, I'd like to thank everyone again for listening in to us on WXKZ 105.3 and WXLR 104.9. We've broadcast these games, sent them out over the airwaves all last week and this week, the whole tournament, trying to accommodate all of our fans, ones that couldn't make it here to the Expo Center to watch the games. And also got some fine folks that made all this possible. Pike, Man Toyota, Community Trust Bank, Microtech Internet as Security, Total Pharmacy Care, Attorney John Earl Hunt, Appalachian Wireless, Charlotte's Tax Service, Citizens Drug, Intermountain Cable, Craig Dameron Furniture, Harrod Family Pharmacy, and Overhead Door of Eastern Kentucky.
All right, we appreciate all those fine folks. 4:06 to go here at the half. We'll be back in just a minute. 22-12, Pikeville over Johnson Central. This is Intermountain Sports Network.
Hey, it's Craig Dameron Furniture tax refund sale going on right now.
Buy this sectional with the Ottoman, only $62 a month, plus up to a 50-inch TV for free. It's the tax refund sale at Craig Dameron Furniture in downtown Pikeville.
Let me introduce you to a pharmacy that doesn't need an introduction. See, Total Pharmacy Care might be new to you, but we've been in Eastern Kentucky since 1995. Filling prescriptions is all we do, so we get to know you and we answer your questions. Plus, you're in and out quick. And Total Pharmacy Care is locally owned and operated. So if Total Pharmacy Care is new to you, bring your prescriptions to one of our locations and meet an old friend. Total Pharmacy Care. It's not just a name, it's a promise.
Hey, it's Craig Dameron Furniture tax refund sale going on right now.
Buy this all-power 3-piece catnapper for only $94 a month, plus up to a 50-inch TV for free. It's the tax refund sale at Craig Dameron Furniture in downtown Pikeville.
It begins with a click. And no matter where you are, you have countless choices at your fingertips. On the road, on your break, even in your own backyard. A world of entertainment is just a click away. Simply go to imctv.com/watchtve to get started. Intermountain Cable, connecting you to everything that matters.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not. It's about to go down. Here it comes now. Get ready. Get ready.
Here's Tim Wells, General Manager, Man Toyota. Tim, once again, we're in a new year. You got some new cars and some new incentives.
We sure do, Randy. Toyota's starting the year out strong. They have great rebates on all their vehicles and great rates on the Tundra, the Sienna, the Corolla, the Yaris, 0%. Even on the RAV4, 0% interest.
Man, what a deal.
You're gonna drive away saying, man, what a deal.
Man Toyota, US 23, Prestonsburg.
What business are you in? Building, growing, life-changing. Let us introduce ourselves. We're in the speed business. No, not that speed. 500 megabits per second speed. Enough speed for this, and this. Speed that delivers orders, big orders. Change your tax bracket orders. Ready for takeoff? Let's do some business. Get 500 meg cable internet from IMC Business Broadband for as low as $239 a month. Bundle with business telephone and save even more.
East Kentucky Expo Center, 22-12 right now. The Pikeville Panthers leading it by 10 as we're getting ready to head into second half action here, Larry. And it's been a wild one.
It has been. We'll see what kind of adjustments that the coaches made at the half. Of course, Coach Darren Rice opened up in the 2-3 zone, packing it in, and forcing Pikeville to shoot from outside. They never shot a high percentage from outside, but they did knock 3 down and ended up with that 15-0 run to start the first quarter. Then later in the game, he went to the man-to-man, and they seemed to give a good defensive effort. On the other hand, Pikeville started out. Johnson Central tried to take it down in the lane. Leslie Stewart and Cole Williamson was just patrolling the paint, had several blocks. But during the latter part of the first half, with the rotation on the substitution rotation, Johnson Central actually got some buckets down low.
Yeah, I think Johnson Central had to see one go through the basket to get back in the ball game for a while.
Well, they got started off slow last night, too, and came back and ended up defeating Shelby Valley. So this one's not over by a long shot, as the Lady Eagles will have it to start this second half. Here's Belcher with it. Top of the circle, gives it over to Hobson. Hobson comes across to the left side, gives it to Castle. Castle drives to the free throw line. Looks, try to get it inside the Fitch, nothing doing. Ball knocked loose from Belcher, but Hobson there to rescue it. Now she just walks top of the circle. Now moves down the left side, puts it on the floor, and try to go inside. It's going to be kicked.
Yeah,
and they got a break there because there wasn't nothing there.
It looked like what they were trying to do was it looked like they're isolating her and break somebody toward the basket.
Yes. Pikeville had it covered, though. There was 4 Lady Panthers in there. Here's Castle, and nice defense that time, but Stewart just stepped over and cut her drive off. And now it goes back out on top to Belcher. Belcher down the right side, gets a screen. Here it is, Castle, free throw line jumper, knocks it down, and it's single digits, 22-14, down to 8.
It'll be interesting to see how this second half takes a start.
Yes. Attack it with in the front court for Pikeville. Takes it to the bucket, and don't know if she's going to shoot it, and just the ball ended up in Stewart's hand, but Stewart ended up with it. So see if
she was a pass. There's no question.
I thought it was, but I just wondered what the official
thought. I agree.
Right. So they'll have it on the baseline. Here's Gearhart with it inside to Cole Williamson, and she turned around, and Fitch tried to draw the charge, and Cole Williams turned around and said, well, I'm wide open, just puts it in. 24-14, both teams with a bucket here in the third quarter.
Many charges they've called in this tournament. That's a good theory.
Everybody was awaiting one. Here's Sights, 3, top the circle. You give her daylight, that's what she can do for you.
7-point game, 24-17.
Panthers with it into the front court. Kelsey Joe Tackett comes over to the right side of the court. That's Bartley. Bartley crosses top of the circle, gives it over to Cole Williams out behind the three-point line. She's got a lane if she wants to put it on the floor and drive it to the bucket, as Johnson Central is in the man-to-man. And here down the left side, Bartley with it. Stewart, Cole Williamson at the free throw line, and puts it on the floor, and she's going to be fouled from behind. I think that's Sammy Sights. And that's going to be her third foul, Charlie. That's a big foul call.
Yeah, it is. She's a key component of this Johnson Central team.
Well, she is their best outside three-point shooter. And here comes in to Stewart, and she puts up an air ball. Seitz comes off with the rebound. Down the sideline she goes with Gerhardt Gardner. Might have had a little chicken wing sticking out there. Here's Castle down the lane. Shot up, no good. She's fouled.
Stewart?
Yes, that's going to be her second. Alana Castle at the free throw line. Lead at 7, 24-17. She can cut that to 5. And like we said, that's not where you want them at.
No, you don't.
Right now they are 4 of 5. And she'll have one more. And this one's also good, 5 of 6, and the lead's down to 5. They've got a halftime lead cut in half. We've got 5:45 left, third quarter. Bartley with it, gives it over to Tackett. Tackett at the jump circle. Now she moves in, tightens up down the right side, gets over to Bartley. And here's Stewart, goes into Cole Williamson. She's tied up, now gets it back out to Gerhardt. Gerhardt working. Down the lane she goes, splits a double team, shot up, no good. Stewart with the rebound up, no good. She's fouled.
See, that one's going to be on.
It's going to be on Belcher.
Belcher.
And that's her second. Stewart will be at the line to shoot 2. Johnson Central getting in a little bit of foul trouble right now, Charlie. Belcher with 2 and Seitz with 3. We're early here in the second half. As Stewart's free throw, no good. 5:18 left here in the third quarter. It's 24-19, 5-point lead Pikeville. Stewart will have one more free throw. And hits up, and this one's good. 25-19, 6-point lead Lady Panthers. Sammy Seitz bringing it into the front court for Pikeville. Oh, excuse me, for Johnson Central. And going to get an illegal screen on Hannah Belcher. Oh, excuse me, Hannah Fitch. I'll get it right.
Easy call. She stuck her hip out.
Right. Coach Darren Rice didn't think so.
Well, he may not have the angle I had.
He might have. That's her first, and that's 4 team fouls already on Johnson Central. We've got 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Inside it goes to, and they're going to have to pick up the number 5 foul now. Is that going to be Fitch or Castle?
That's going to be Castle.
Castle. And that's going to be her second. So Cole Williamson will be at the line to shoot 2. Clock rests with 4:55 left, third quarter. Pikeville with the 6-point lead and make it a 7 as Cole Williamson knocks it down. Their leading scorer, Charlie, on the season, 12 points. That's her 5th. She's been quiet so far. And the second free throw also good. Rolls in, and it's 27-19, 8-point lead Pikeville. Seitz with it in the front court for Johnson Central. She works down the right side, and Gerhardt gets by the screen. Here's Castle, top of the circle. Works down the right side, kicks it inside to Fitch, and she goes up, puts it in. Nice little give and go there as Fitch got Tackett posted up down low and put it in over top of her. It's 27-21, 6-point lead. Here's Stewart driving. Gerhardt back to Stewart. Back out. Bartley, 3 off the glass, good. And lead back to 9, 30-21. 4 minutes left, third quarter. Hobson with it, working down the left side. And here's a steal by Cole Williamson. Gives it over to Gerhardt. She'll give it up to Tackett to bring it into the front court.
You've either got to throw that pass with some authority or you just can't float passes.
Yes.
It's not a good pass.
And here's Stewart. And inside, nice give and go, but Tackett misses it. Rebound comes off. That's Castle with it into the front court. Still on the move. Down the lane, she stops. Hobson fires up a 3. No good. Rebound, Tackett comes. Well, she did have it, and then Fitch takes it away from her. Here's Hobson. Drives it down the lane, thinks better of it, gives it back out to Hannah Fitch. Hobson in the corner. Inside it goes to Caitlin Fitch. Turn around up, no good. Rebound, Cole Williamson. Boy, they had a couple nice looks that time, Charlie.
Yep.
3:15 left, 30-21, Pikeville with a 9-point lead. Tack it in the front court. Stewart at the free throw line. And Bartley comes off down the left side, and she's going to be taken down to the floor, and that's going to be Hannah Fitch. That's going to be her second, and 6 team fouls for Johnson Central. Pikeville with 1 team foul. We've got 3:02 left, so foul line could loom big down the stretch here, Charlie.
It could. You're exactly right.
Here's Tackett, gets it into Bartley, comes out to Rowe into the game. Rowe down the right side, kicks it back out to Stewart, back to Tackett, 3 in the air, off the front of the rim. Cole Williamson runs the rebound down, gets it out to Stewart, and Coach Rice wanted a double dribble, but I don't think that was a double dribble. She just tipped out and controlled it. Here's Stewart down the lane. Her shot no good. She's fouled. And I think Castle on that one, Charlie.
Let's see.
It is, and that's going to be her third. Castle and Seitz both with 3. And Belcher and Hannah Fitch both with 2. And Stewart makes the free throw, and Johnson Central had it down to 5, the lead. Now it's back to 10. 2:33 left, third quarter. And Stewart's second free throw also good, so Pikeville shooting well above their season average from the free throw line right now.
Getting it done.
Hitting it when it counts the most. Here's Castle with it. Hobson now out close to the timeline. Now she tightens it up, top of the circle, down the left side. Stops, pops a 3, count it. Nobody come out on her, and that's her second three-pointer.
And you know, you got such a mismatch in most positions if you're Pikeville.
And on the other end, and one as Cole Williamson beats him down the floor.
You know, and you can't foul her because she can play through the contact.
And that's going to go against Caitlin Fitch. That's her first foul. That's 18 fouls, though. This will be the and one. And Cole Williamson puts it up, misses it. 34-24, 2:05 left, third quarter. Johnson Central into the front court with it. Hobson works down the left side and just reach out and takes it away. Kirsten Cole Williamson, she's playing a heck of a game, Charlie. Man, she's had a wonderful tournament.
Out front with it now.
Here's Rowe with it. 1:45 left, third quarter. Pikeville working with a 10-point lead. Bartley on top, it goes to Stewart. Over to Trinity Rowe. On the left side, Trinity comes back over. Here's Tackett with it. Puts the dribble down. Now she'll give it back to Trinity Rowe. We've got 1:25. Here's Kirsten Cole Williamson at the foul line. Stewart. And they'll go to Tackett. And she fires a 3. Count it. 37-24. Back to 13-point lead for Pikeville. 1:10 left, third quarter as Seitz comes out and gets it. Rowe on her. Seitz looking for a screen, gets it. Seitz was able to fight through under it, gives it over to Castle. Castle works down the right side, inside his goal. Caitlin Fitch up and one. Kirsten Cole Williamson.
That's the kind of play that Johnson Central has been looking for.
Right.
And they're going to have a bunch more of them, though, because Pikeville playing really well right now.
Well, Cole Williamson, she let Fitch outmaneuver her down low, and she got the inside position on her, and she was behind her. 37-26. Pikeville with the lead. Caitlin Fitch at the line to shoot 1. We've got 57 seconds left in the third quarter. Fitch's free throws up and good. And Fitch will go out as Faith Fairchild will come into the ball game. Pikeville will have it with the 10-point lead into the front court. Trinity Rowe, 7th grader. Or is she 8th grader?
I think she's 8th
grader, yes. No, 7th grader.
Is it 7th? Okay.
Yes. And here's, try to get it to Cole Williamson, and she loses it and then commits the foul, Charlie, and that's going to be her third.
Yeah.
So that's a big foul there for Pikeville. But might have saved the bucket because that's only the third team foul, and Castle was open for a layup.
Yes, I mean, good point there. But that foul may not have been worth it.
Right. See what I understand what you're saying with 3 against Cole Williamson. Here's Hobson with it. Gives it over to Castle.
It's kind of like when you make an investment.
Right.
Long term.
Yes. Here's Castle just standing on the left side, puts it on the floor, drives down the right side, kicks it inside Fairchild, and she throws it away.
I'll tell you what, it's been that kind of day for Belcher.
And that the same play that they run the last time down the floor for Fitch, with Castle kicking it inside. Fairchild was there, and instead of looking for the shot, she tried to pass it back to the corner and threw it away. 7 seconds, 6, 5, Trinity Rowe. Bartley top the circle, 3, no good off the front of the rim, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. And the lead remains the same as a halftime lead. It's a 10-point lead, 37-27, Pikeville over Johnson Central. We'll send you back to the station. Be back for final quarter action. This is WPRG TV Sports.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door.
Today's households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get Intermountain Cable high-speed internet with speeds up to 500 meg. Call 1-800-635-7052 today.
Welcome back to East Kentucky Expo Center, 37-27. Pikeville leading Johnson Central here as we head into the final quarter, Larry.
Pikeville will have it starting the fourth quarter. They was up 10 at the half, and Johnson Central cut it to 5 a couple times in the third quarter, but Pikeville able to extend it back out. And here's Rowe down the lane, a little runner up, no good, and Castle comes off with the rebound. Hobson with it. Into the front court she comes. Hobson, a senior. And here is Castle. Kicks it over into the corner. Belcher a 3, and it's no good. And Gerhardt comes off with the rebound.
You know, Pike giving them some opportunities. They haven't been able to convert.
Olivia Gerhardt been quiet tonight here, Charlie.
Yep.
Here's Tackett with it into front court. Drives down the left side. Gives it over to Gerhardt. She puts it on the floor. Drives the lane. Kicks it back over to Trinity Rowe. Rowe having trouble controlling the basketball, finally gets it, now takes it down the lane, shot up off the glass, good. Trinity Rowe on the drive, and that puts her in double figures with 10. 39-27, Pikeville for 12. Here's Castle. Fitch on the left side, looking. Back to top circle, Hobson, 3, count it.
She don't look wrong.
No, she's got 3, and Darren Rice calls a quick timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so 6:55 left in the game, 39-30. Pikeville with the lead. They'll have the basketball when they come out of the timeout.
Iowa's had a couple chances. They just can't seem to put them away. They keep letting them hang around. That could be dangerous.
Yes.
Johnson Central shooting is picked up. They're up to 40% from the field, 37 from behind the three-point line, Larry, and a blistering 85.7 from the free throw line. Pikeville, meanwhile, is going down. It's 36% from the field, 31 behind the three-point line, and 72 from the charity stripe.
Yes, and Johnson Central 71% shooting in the third quarter, Charlie, but they only got 7 shots up. They hit 5 of 7. Of course, Pikeville 4 of 9. So for the game, Pikeville still with the 11 more field goal attempts than Johnson Central.
You know, Johnson Central gave Pikeville that big run. That may be their undoing tonight.
That might be. And Johnson Central's turned it over 11 times, and Lady Panthers taking control of the basketball very well. They've only turned it over 4 times, Charlie.
Well, you know, that helps a lot when you don't turn the ball over. You're right.
You're exactly right. Here's Rowe with it. Down the left side again, they come out and double team her. She just backs up, fires it on up, and Gerhardt comes off with the rebound. Nice tilt by Stewart, keeping the ball alive. Johnson Central fans wanting a over the back, but she was standing flat-footed, just reached up and tipped it.
Right now, there's a big height advantage.
Here's Rowe, gives it over to Gerhardt. Works around back to the top of the circle. And Bartley now looks to set a screen. Gerhardt goes down the right side, gives it over to Tackett. We got 6:15 left in the ball game. Tackett spin move, and she's tripped up, no call, and Belcher comes up with it. Gerhardt after her, and then Hobson just drops it out of her hands, out of bounds. Pikeville got away with one that time.
Frustration by the player and the coach on that one. Both of them went to the floor.
Right. And Kelsey Joe Tackett lost it trying to split a double team. You got to have ball security right now. You don't want to turn it over and give them the extra chances. 39-30, Pikeville with the lead. We're under 6 minutes to go here, and that's going to be a push on Hobson. She tried to get through the screen out to Rowe and push Bartley. And for Hobson, that's going to be her second foul. That's 9 team fouls, so it will be the 1-and-1. The rest of the ball game, Charlie, 5:53, it'll be the double bonus for Pikeville.
See what Bartley can do from free throw line here.
Eyes the bucket. This one's up and good. So she'll get the bonus. Back out to 10-point lead, 40-30. Bartley eyes the bucket. And free throws up and also good. And Cole Williamson will come in and Leslie Stewart will get a rest. 41-30, Pikeville with the 11-point lead. We've got 5:53 left here in the ball game to determine who's going to be the 2019 girls champion here in the 15th region. Castle with it. Down the left side it'll go to Belcher. Back over to Hobson. Hobson works, and here's Gerhardt tipping the ball. And Hobson, well, missed one there. Gerhardt tipped it. Hobson dribbled it 2 times in the front court, and then went across the line. And here's Fitch over top of Cole Williamson, nothing doing, and then they're going to have a tie-up, and it's going to go to Johnson Central. So Johnson Central will have it on their own baseline. 5:24 left. They trail by 11.
Maybe his theory was her momentum carried her across because of that.
Doesn't make any difference. She put 2 dribbles down. That means she had control. Here's Hobson with the three-pointer, no good. Cole Williamson with the rebound. Gets it over to Bartley into the front court. She's double teamed. Gets it back over to Gerhardt. Johnson Central will have to start double teaming. And beautiful pass that time by Tackett as she draws the double team. Passes it over to Cole Williamson. She puts it in for 2. 43-30. Johnson Central trails by 13.
Must score trip this time for Johnson Central.
Here's Castle with it down the right side and throws it away. Try to give it back over to Hannah Fitch. And here's Trinity Rowe on the other end. Smart move by the 7th grader. She holds it up. Now down the corner. Now she just takes it to the bucket. Reverse layup. No good. Rebound comes off the Castle. Into the front court she comes. Still on the move down the right side. Now she kicks it back out to Hobson. 4:25 left. Beautiful inside and one. And that's 4 on Cole Williamson. As Hannah Fitch was over in the corner, got her heads turned and broke to the bucket, and Hobson hit her with a beautiful pass.
That's an advantage for Pikeville, though, having the 2 big girls to take an interchange out.
Yes. And Stewart back in the lineup as Cole Williamson goes out with 4 fouls. Stewart comes in with 2. Only 4 team fouls for Pikeville. Hannah Fitch. And misses the free throw, something that you don't say very often for Johnson Central. 43-32, 11-point lead. Here's Bartley and blocked from behind. And Fitch to Hobson, back to Fitch in the corner, 3, no good. Rebound Leslie Stewart, gets it out to Rowe, and Rowe has it into the front court behind the back dribble. Now she goes over, controls the ball, And bench is hollering, bag it out, bag it out. So here's Tackett with it, over to Trinity Rowe. 3:45 left, 11-point lead inside, beautiful, and pass into Stewart. She's fouled on the shot. That's going to be Belcher. And that's going to be Belcher's third. And Stewart will have 2 fouled in act of shooting, but they all be 2 from here on out, Charlie. 10 team fouls for Johnson Central. If they continue to trail the way they did, they'll have to start fouling, and Pikeville will have the advantage because they'll have 2 at the line. Stewart makes the first. 44-32. 3:42 left. Stewart's second one bounces in off the front of the rim. 45-32. Excitement growing over on the side of the court behind the benches where the Pikeville fans is at. And here's Belcher. Kicks it out. And Hannah Fitch on the drive against Stewart. Stewart blocks it. And Tackett brings it out of the air. She gives it over to Trinity Rowe. Into the front court she goes. Now she holds it up. Backs it back out, gives it over to Tackett. It'll come over on the right side to Gearhart. 3:10 left. Gearhart just circles around across the free throw line, gives it Stewart back to Tackett. And a foul called, I think it was when Stewart had the basketball. And that's going to be Castle, and that's going to be her fourth. So Leslie Stewart will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. 45-32, time's getting short for Johnson Central, Charlie.
May have run out.
3:08. Pikeville by 13. Stewart's free throw good. And if she makes this one, that will equal the largest lead of the game for Pikeville at 15, and that was at the 6:24 mark in the second quarter.
Yes.
46-32. Stewart's free throw good, and it's the 15-point lead, 47-32, 3:05 left. Into the front court is Sammy Seitz with it. Castle gives it over to Belcher on the left side. Back on top, Sammy Seitz. Gearhart on her. Here's Belcher down the lane. The floater up, no good. Foul called.
And
see who they get.
Yep.
They're going to get Tackett. That's her first, only the 5th team foul, but this will be 2 shots for Belcher. Clock rest with 2:50 left in the ball game. And the first one's up and good, 47-33. And the next one's no good. Pikeville with the rebound. Tackett with it. Works down on the baseline, kicks it back out to Rowe. Rowe goes back to the jump circle. And she drives the lane now, just circles through under the bucket. Brings it back out on top, still working it, 2:25 left. And here's Tackett, gives it over to Bartley, to Gearhart. Gearhart, baseline jumper up and good. And Pikeville back by 16, their largest lead of the game.
That was
49-33.
That's the nail in the coffin right there.
I think you might be right, Charlie. 2:05. Castle with it in the front court, works to the lane, reverses. Stewart comes out, picks her up. Here's Sammy Seitz, 3 top the circle, no good. Stewart had the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Castle. It's going to go to Pikeville.
Minute 54 to play here in the ball game, 49-33.
Rowe with it into the front court. Still on the move, kicks it over to Bartley, puts it up and good off the glass, and Pikeville is going to be the 2019 15th Region Girls Champions as they've got a 18-point lead, 1:35 left, come up with the steal. They have the basketball.
First time since 1980.
Trinity Rowe works with it in the front court. Gives it over to Gearhart. 1:20 left here in the ball game. Tackett comes out the top of the circle and takes it. Now she'll work it over to the Rowe. And it goes to Bartley. Back over to Tackett. 1 minute left. Here is Bartley in the corner. Come back out to Leslie Stewart. And Johnson Central just going to let them run timeout. Give it to Tackett to Rowe. And she's going to be fouled. And Trinity Rowe will go to the foul line. 48 seconds, all it's left. 51-33, Pikeville will turn the tables on Johnson Central, just as Johnson Central done to the Pikeville boys. These both boys and girls from these two schools has met here in the championship game the last two seasons. Pikeville's boys won it last year, Johnson Central this year. Last year, Johnson Central's girls won it, and this year, Pikeville's girls is going to come away with the win. Trinity Rowe, 7th grader at the line, knocks it down, and that's 11 points on the night for the 7th grader. She's played a big part here in this 15th region tournament, and she makes them both. 53-33, 20-point lead for the Panthers over Johnson Central. And got a lot of substitutions in the lineup now. See if we can pick up the numbers for you on those. That's number 4 for Johnson Central, Brooklyn Oosley. Gives it over to 11, Becca Wright. And she goes down on the corner, shot up and good. Number 2, Farron Montgomery with the bucket. 20 seconds, all it's left, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout as Pikeville is going to get their substitutions in. And the Pikeville fans on the other side of the floor is up and celebrating.
Number 2.
53-35. Pikeville has it. And this is Emma Ratliff with it. We're at 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Ratliff just going to dribble it out. And they say, take it to the bucket. She goes down the lane, and it's blocked. Johnson Central comes up with it at the buzzer, no good, and 53-35. Pikeville Lady Panthers is the 2019 15th region champion. So Charlie's going to try to get Coach Orem, and I see him right there where she's at.
Thanks, working. We're here with Coach Christie. Christie, great victory for you here tonight.
Oh, it's huge. You don't know how hard these kids have worked. I'm just super emotional and excited for our kids. Let me take you. Sorry.
It's all right.
Coach Charlie.
That's right. First time since 1980. It's a long drop.
It is a long drop. First time for me in 21 years of coaching, so it's exciting for me and exciting for these kids.
Well, you know, you had your opportunity last year and lost on the last second shots. You really took care of that this time.
Yes, and it just for our girls to take care of the ball, we knew it was going to be huge, and we did that.
And really, this bunch of seniors you've had with you since you've been here.
Yes, and they're very special. They are.
Well, Christy, anything? Everybody ready to go to Rupp Arena?
We are. We'll be there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach Christy Orem of the Pikeville Panthers.
All righty. We're going to take a break, send it back to the station, then we'll be back for trophy presentations. This is WPRG TV Sports.
It begins with a click. And no matter where you are, you have countless choices at your fingertips. On the road, on your break, even in your own backyard. A world of entertainment is just a click away. Simply go to imctv.com/watchtve to get started. Intermountain Cable, connecting you to everything that matters.
It's taking over. There's no escape. You better get moving. Ready or not, start the go down.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door.
Center as Pikeville with the 53-35 win over Johnson Central in the championship game.
Our clock operator, Mr. P.D. Hunt.
And
thank you to the City of Pikeville and the East Kentucky Expo Center and staff. What a wonderful facility we have, ladies and gentlemen, to host the 15th Region Tournament. It is the jewel of Eastern Kentucky, and we are so thankful to have the East Kentucky Expo Center to conduct our tournament in.
Olivia, you played your tail off all week, hustling everything. How much does this mean to you?
It means the world, and I just really wanted to win it for the seniors, and so I just gave it all I got.
Well, you've been all over the floor. I asked you the other day how you're going to heal up from all these bruises.
There's not much healing.
Are you ready for up?
Yeah, more than ready.
More than ready? Tell us about your seniors.
Well, they all worked their butts off, and I'm going to miss them next year.
Well, congratulations, Olivia.
Thank you.
Olivia Gearhart of the Pikeville Panthers. Let's see if we can get somebody else. Come on. Here's Kirsten Cole Williamson. I'll get it right. Kirsten, you've been dominant in the paint all week. How much does this win mean to you?
I mean, we've worked so hard this year, and just really we earned it. Like, we have fought for this since last year. It's been a whole year process, and I couldn't be more proud of my team.
I thought that you and Leslie have really worked the high-low post well.
We've worked on it in practice all the time, and honestly, that's probably the best thing we've got going right now.
Congratulations on a big win.
Thank you so much.
I'll see if I can get some of the other seniors.
Charlie over doing the interviews with the girls. They're getting the check that from Appalachian Wireless, and that will help them with their travel expenses going down to Rupp Arena. As Johnson Central's girls comes out to the jump circle to receive their medallions. They've been in it 4 out of the last 5 years, and just like their boys, it's nothing strange to them that Pikeville just too strong for them this year. 53-35 win. Pikeville got out to a 15-0 start, and Johnson Central just couldn't dig out of the holes. As Charlie looks like he's got Leslie Stewart now.
Okay, we're back now with Leslie Stewart. And Leslie, you've come back and played really well toward the end of this season.
Thank you very much.
How much has this high-low post meant to you in this game?
It's been insane. We knew that's what we needed to do to win because we have 2 really awesome bigs this year, and we've finally been using them, so we really, really, really needed it. I'll be right back.
As Leslie's got to get out and get into that team picture and get her hands on that championship trophy. She's a big part of the team and responsible for that trophy, as it's been Heartbreak City for Pikeville here in this 15th region tournament the last 2 or 3 years.
Championship trophy and the medallions out here right now for this team. And like I say, since 1980 since they won a regional championship on the girls' side. So big win here for the Pikeville Panthers. Pikeville. Pictures taken. We'll get back talking to some of these seniors.
Pikeville been in it only 4 times in the history of school. They've won 3 of them now.
Back. We'll get back with Leslie Stewart. That's all right. That's an important moment for you right there. You know, so you really did well today because every time they were fouling you in the paint, you hitting your free throws today was huge. I don't think you missed one, did you?
I don't think so.
So Congratulations. I hear you're going to, are you getting ready to go on to Transy? Is that what I hear?
I'm going on a center visit on Friday.
Oh, center now.
Yeah.
Are you getting offered?
I'm looking for both of them, actually.
Oh, all right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So anything you'd like to say to everybody out there?
Come watch us down at Rep.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
See if we can get one of the other seniors in here. Okay. All right, we're here with Grace Bartley, one of the other seniors. And Grace, this senior class, how much does this mean?
It means the world. We have worked so hard the past 3 years to get to this moment right here, and it means everything to have finally won. The route's over.
She even said she'd give up her car if we could go play in the state tournament.
And I love my car.
I don't think your mom and dad will make you do that.
Not now.
Y'all had a really great tournament run. You started off the big run tonight and able to hold on and finish it off. You hit your free throws better than usual even tonight.
I know. I couldn't throw a ball in the river, but at least I made my free throws.
Yeah. And, you know, we'll talk about how much, you know, all four of you guys have been together for so long, and this has just got to be like a family to you.
It is. I love these girls, and they're always going to be with me no matter what. Everywhere I go, I know they're there.
Are you having any plans for playing basketball in the future?
Yes, I'm going to sign with Georgetown to play for 4 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
See if we can get Kelsey Joe over here and make sure we get all the seniors. We're here with Kelsey Joe Tackett. And Kelsey Joe, I've asked everybody else, you seniors have been together a long time. How much does this mean to you guys?
This absolutely means the world to us. Like, we have worked so hard for this, and this is everything we've dreamed it could be, and we worked really hard for it.
You realize it's been since 1980 since Pikeville has won a state championship on the girls?
That is crazy.
A regional championship, I'm sorry.
That is crazy. That is absolutely insane.
So you've actually been twice, which is the most any other team's ever been to. There's only been 4 times to the regional championship.
Wow. I'm just very proud of my team, and I wouldn't want to be with anybody else right now.
So do you have plans for playing basketball in the future?
I hope so.
You had any offers yet?
No, not yet. I'm hoping for them.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
From Shelby Valley, Alyssa Ellsworth.
All right, that was Charlie Pinson with the girls from the Pikeville team, and we're going to send it over to PA announcer here and get some of these all tournament trophies.
Also from Shelby Valley, Alyssa Newsom. Members of the all-tournament team from Johnson Central, Ashley Belcher. Elena Castle. Miss Hannah Fitch. Members of the all-tournament team from Pikeville, Kelsey Joe Tackett. Leslie Stewart. Olivia Gearhart. Trinity Rowe. And the 2019 Girls 15th Region Tournament Most Valuable Player from Pikeville, Kirsten Cole Williamson. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Girls 15th Region All-Tournament team.
And that's...
Go ahead, Charlie.
And that's the all-tournament team. All the trophies have been given out. They're getting ready to cut down the nets. And, Larry, I think we're about ready to pack it in ourselves.
I think so. 53-35, big win for the Lady Panthers of Pikeville. First time since 1980 that they have come away with a championship, and only the 4th time that they've been in the 15th Region Championship. They was in 79 and 80. They was in 2018 and 2019. They've won 3 out of the 4 times. So they will be traveling to Rupp Arena and represent the 15th Region, which I'm sure they'll do a fine job of representing the 15th Region down in the Rupp.
I think so. Of course, Larry, it's probably time for us to thank everybody for the year so far. Appreciate, of course, the Gearhart family for allowing us to do this. All the sponsors that have paid the bills all season long, I want to appreciate those. I know we appreciate Alex back at the radio station. He's been there with us every night. Wayne Fugit on camera, as Wayne is he drug us all around the state. Seems like that.
It seems to be. It's seemed like just a short time ago we was making those trips all around the county doing the preseason interviews or preview show, and here it all ends tonight, and just seems like that's just been a few weeks ago.
It kind of flies by, doesn't it? Of course, appreciate mainly all these young men and women that have played basketball for our entertainment and enjoyment all season long. Congratulations to the 15th Region winners, the Pikeville Lady Panthers, the Johnson Central Golden Eagles.
Exactly.
Wish them all luck in the state tournament. And I guess that's about it. Have I missed anybody, Wayne?
Sound like we got them all, so that's going to do it here for us at the East Kentucky Expo Center. 53-35, Pikeville with the big win over Johnson Central. They turned the tables on the Golden Eagles from last year. So, as Charlie said, Alex back at the station, Wayne Fugit on camera, my partner Charlie Pinson, and Charlie had a little sickness about midway through the tournament, and I'd like to thank Justin Holbrook for sitting in for us and helping us out. Done a great job helping out, but Charlie was able to get through and back here for this championship game, Charlie.
I appreciate it.
It's Larry Cecil saying so long and good night. And again, the final score, 53-35, Pikeville over Johnson Central. The Lady Panthers of Pikeville, the 2019 15th Region Girls Champions. This is WPRG TV Sports.